We're going to take a look at a scenario that could see XRP 100x, and it doesn't necessarily even involve Ripple winning against the SEC. Now, of course, that would help in the matter, but we're going to take a look at some price predictions of both Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. There's some very interesting predictions by people who not only nailed the absolute top of Bitcoin last year, but absolutely called the drop to $20,000 that it has experienced over the last 9 months. And speaking of XRP, we're going to take a look at yet another settlement prediction. A huge settlement prediction by somebody in a former government position that thinks both Ripple and the SEC will come to an agreement, and exactly why. But of course, there's a stipulation with that. So we're going to talk about all of that in this video. Hey everyone, my name is Randy and welcome back to the Late Night Grind. And before I get into this video, I wanted to remind you that if you want to get a part of up to $300 in free stock, ETF, or cryptocurrency, you can check the link in the description below for a public.com account. If you go and fund your account with at least 20 bucks, you'll get access to up to $300 worth of an asset. So go ahead and make an instant return on your investment. All right, guys, let's jump into it. So what I'm talking about in this video revolves around XRP, specifically what Ripple's doing in the case against the SEC, and of course, some of the technical analysis and the numbers regarding the macroeconomic backdrop, and of course, some of the charts, what they are pointing to. So first, let's start off with a prediction about the Ripple versus the SEC case, because it could play a part in the future price of XRP. I'm just kidding. It will play a huge part in the future price of XRP. Brian Brooks, who is a former United States comptroller of the currency, he is predicting that there is going to be a settlement between Ripple and the SEC. Now, of course, he's not the only one. There are a lot of people predicting a settlement. But let's go back in time a little bit, specifically to talk about if there could actually be a settlement and what could actually cause it. Number one, the SEC is so scared to death about revealing what is in those Hinman emails and all those Bill Hinman communications regarding that speech that gave Ethereum its free pass. If they are trying to avoid that at all costs from becoming public, and it will become major public news if, of course, it is released to the courts, well, then you might see the SEC coming to the discussion table to talk about a settlement. But now let's talk about Ripple's side. Brad Garlinghouse, who is the CEO of Ripple, has said multiple times that they have absolutely no interest in settling unless there is one stipulation that's met. And that is that the SEC considers XRP to be a non-security digital asset. Now, of course, looking back in time, even looking back at that speech, the SEC has made statements on multiple levels about how something could start off as what could be perceived as a security and end up becoming a non-security asset dependent upon the decentralization of it. Of course, they have no bar regarding decentralization, how much something has to be decentralized, what exactly are the lines in the sand for something to become sufficiently decentralized. They've, of course, discussed none of the such at any point in time. So regardless of all of that, even if both sides did come to an agreement, Brian Brooks thinks it's not because the SEC's scared about the Bill Hinman emails, even though they might be feeling pressure, or it's not just because XRP might be getting clarity, and of course Ripple is happy with that. He believes it's because of the XRP holders. Brian Brooks said there could be settlement in this case in order to allow XRP holders and traders of XRP in the United States to continue holding or trading XRP. So in other words, it would be in the name of the investor. That doesn't exactly sound like something the SEC would do, considering all the garbage that's been dug up during this case. Not only that, the article that I was reading regarding Brian Brooks's establishment that this is going to be a settlement was the fact that they talked about a disbursement of XRP back in 2013, which there really was no disbursement of XRP back in 2013. The only time was when the founders of the XRP and XRP Ledger gifted Ripple approximately 80 billion XRP, most of which they put into an escrow. The rest went to some of the company founders. Now, of course, the SEC is alleging that Ripple sold XRP in order to fund Ripple's build out of the company, which, of course, we know it isn't true. They never did an ICO. They never did a disbursement in 2012, 2013, or any time after that. And what they did do was actually have not one, not two, but 3 rounds of venture capital, millions of dollars from venture capital pouring into Ripple in order for Ripple to build out its fintech products and infrastructure. So with that as the backdrop, there's yet another person that doesn't seem to have all of the facts when making his settlement prediction. So, but I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments section down below if you think settlement is still in the cards. Because in my opinion, I think it might just come down to those Bill Hinman emails. And if it gets to the point where the SEC goes to the Second Circuit in order to try and appeal all of these judges' decisions on those emails and communications, and that the SEC has to turn over all of those documents. In my opinion, that would probably be the only time that the SEC might want to step up to the table. And whether or not they settle, or whether or not Ripple wins in summary judgment, which of course there are now two camps and two sides predicting either one of those, the price of XRP is absolutely going to skyrocket. And if you watched my last couple of videos, you've seen that there are literally now hundreds upon hundreds in the past few weeks of transactions of XRP worth $100,000 or more. Some of this is just from shifting XRP from one wallet to another. Others are, well, placing their bets and buying huge amounts of XRP because they think the end of this case is near and what's going to happen when XRP gets its regulatory clarity. Well, all of the trillions, yes, trillions of dollars of institutional money in the United States that is waiting on the sideline to participate in something like RippleNet's on-demand liquidity system and instantly start saving millions, if not billions of dollars in both time wasted and, of course, settlement costs by using the on-demand liquidity system, you're going to see a price spike of XRP. Not only that, you're going to see the rest of the crypto world essentially FOMO into XRP, which that in and of itself could cause a huge price spike. So according to some analysis from last year, there were several people talking about what XRP could go to after settlement. There was anywhere from $7, $12, $30, $50, even several $100. Now, in my opinion, it's going to skyrocket, but I don't know that it's necessarily going to go above $10 to $12, even after Ripple wins, even if Ripple wins this case outright, and XRP is giving total clarity, because in my opinion, there's still a large part of this that is congruent on Bitcoin being worth something more than, say, $12,000, which is exactly what one of the most accurate technical analysts has been doing, predicting Bitcoin prices for about the past year. Gareth Soloway, who has been on many interviews on many different TV channels as well as many different YouTube channels, has been extremely accurate in his prediction of Bitcoin. Last year, he was actually predicting that Bitcoin was going to hit about $70,000. Well, it hit just below that. And while it was still in the mid-50s, about $55,000, he said it's going to retrace back down to $20,000 or potentially below. It did exactly that. So where is he predicting that Bitcoin is going to go now, and what's he saying about Ethereum as well? Well, he still thinks it's going to go lower. He points to the S&P. He points to the fact that inflation is going to take a long time to settle down, regardless of the Fed continuing to increase rates. He was pointing to several historical cycles in which it took 2 to 3 years for inflation to settle back down. Although I think it's going to come down from this huge spike it's on, it still might take several years to get back down to that 2 to 3% rate that the Fed is aiming for. So with all that said, he is predicting the S&P, the NASDAQ, and several others are going to absolutely go lower by the end of this year. Things could get very, very messy, hence the red dollar sign behind me. He's saying the S&P is going to go lower and set new lows. In fact, he says the S&P is going to go well below the $3,500 mark. And I've seen several others that say S&P, it could be hitting $2,000. Well, if that's the case, if all of the markets are going red, Bitcoin's going to go right along with it. There's nothing that's going to go positive other than maybe some cherry-picked individual stocks or individual commodities. Well, right now they're pointing at about a $12,000 Bitcoin. A $10,000 to $12,000 Bitcoin is Gareth's overall bottom. Now, according to that, it could even go lower, potentially for a short time, but nonetheless, he says Bitcoin's going to go lower, and if it does, he says $650 is going to be the price for Ethereum. Now, here's the thing. If prices were to get that low for both Bitcoin and Ethereum, what's the price of XRP going to be during that time frame? Well, the last time that those two assets were those prices was back in August of 2020. Now, if you look back in August of 2020, XRP was right around 30 cents. Not too far off from what it is right now. Meaning, if Bitcoin and Ethereum drop by over half of what they are now, is XRP actually going to stay at that 30-cent level, which was that level back in August of 2020, or is it going to go even lower to its lowest support level in 2020, which was around 12 cents? So if Bitcoin goes to $10,000, Ethereum is at $650, the S&P is in the tank, and of course XRP does continue to drop with the rest of that market, you could be picking up 12-cent XRP by the end of the year. And if that's the case, people are going to be looking at that settlement / victory for Ripple whenever this case ends, and the massive FOMO that it's going to cause XRP to have. And if that's the case, and it does go to $10 to $12, well, there is your 100x, 12 cents to $12. In my opinion, that is absolutely, from a technical perspective, it is absolutely plausible to see that happen. But like I said, all those factors would have to go into place, and we might even have to be seeing some of that relief rally, bear market rally that happens occasionally during other rallies, in which Bitcoin might have to climb up a little bit higher than $12,000. So there is the scenario that is being discussed right now. Let me know in the comment section what you think is going to happen to the price of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP in the near-term future and for next year. And of course, if this case is going to actually end in settlement, or if Ripple's going to go ahead and win it outright. All right, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end, for smashing that thumbs up button. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next video.